in January of 2021, the Lord gave me a dream where I actually saw the tree of life and a red dragon trying to take the thing out. And so this tree of life, it stood on the bank of a beautiful river, kind of a lush green field beside it. And this tree, like, it was mature, was exceptionally tall, and really like a wide crown on it, like just a canopy this thing being shed. Like, it was big and sturdy. Like, all the branches were just heavy and thick and strong. And I looked at this tree and you think, wow, nothing could ever take that out. Like, it's strong. And it was just very well balanced. Like, it was just a beautiful tree, healthy, green leaves and vibrant. And I knew that it provided shelter for many. And you could just feel the peace and the security and the shelter that came, kind of from anyone that kind of came near it and were under it. And, it stood beside a river, and, the river was deep and wide, and, actually kind of, the sun was glistening off of it. And, just my sense was it was the river that flowed from, the throne of God. And anyway, as I'm looking at this tree of life, the scene kind of changed, and I was looking at it from a distance. And here I saw this large red dragon. It had its wings kind of spread, and these ugly talons, and it had horns, and this thing, like, it was ugly, and it had wrapped its tail into the branches of this beautiful tree, trying to get a grip on a branch or two, and it was trying its best to really uproot this tree and shake it and take it down. And so, it was very clear to me the intentions, were to, even if it couldn't pull it out, to do as much damage as possible and discord. So, this dragon, this demonic, it was just fierce, and, it did have a lot of fight in it, but try as it might, it just obviously wasn't strong enough to uproot and take this thing down, no matter how hard it tried. But my perception as I looked at this thing is this tree of life, and the branches, actually saw were the nations of the world, and that this red dragon was the enemy and himself, and he was trying to wreak havoc among the nations to control, basically, and destroy God's plans for creation and control the nations of the earth. And so, this red dragon would kind of get its tail in around a couple of the branches and, kind of give them a shake. But, and so you'd see, the rest of the tree affected, a little bit here and there. But at the end of the day, I could see that these invasive tactics that this dragon was employing, it would stop at nothing to try and accomplish, the mission. But this tree had such deep roots and such the grounding in the strength that it was embedded in, near that river of life, that there was nothing that was going to destroy this tree. And furthermore, the plans and purposes that God has for the nations. And so, it was clearly a fight against flesh, and it wasn't flesh and blood, but a spiritual fight against principalities and powers.
Wow. Yeah.
And could you see the evil, the enemy's attack and plans on the earth, and raging against the nations, in this hour to try and get a foothold to bring division and control. And but in the end, it could not. God's purposes, plans for Canada, the U.S., and even other nations of the earth, will be fulfilled.
That's good. Good word.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Wow. So you're saying, just to clarify, the whole thing of this tree not being able to be moved, it's like you've got a raging dragon. You said red dragon. At first you thought you were going to talk about China or something, but you said it's just basically that's the enemy.
Yeah.
And he just was having no luck with this tree. He couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Awesome.